2026 is a very exciting year for us readers. We have a ton of really great releases that are going to be coming out this year, as well as some film adaptations that have been announced recently. So in this video, I want to do two things. First and foremost, I want to talk about the new releases that we are expecting this year, 2026. And I also want to talk about some film adaptations that I recently discovered that I'm really thrilled about, but also a little apprehensive about. We'll talk about that second. But in this video, let's talk about book news. Don't forget to hit subscribe. I would love to have you along for the reading journeys that I'm about to embark upon. And I just think that we should connect as readers because it's always fun to talk books. Regardless of what genres you tend to favor, we'll have something to talk about. So don't forget to hit subscribe and hit me up in the comments. So I think we should get right into it. Let's talk about new releases. And I'm going to be going in order from the books that are going to be coming out soonest to the books that are coming out in December. The first two books I'm going to mention, they're actually already out because, oh my gosh, we're already in March. So I'm a little bit late in creating this video. But the first book that I'm going to be talking about, I've already read it. It is the 18th book in the Dresden Files by Jim Butcher that is called 12 Months. So that came out January 20th. So if you were a Dresden Files fan, then you got to get on board with that one because it was so amazing. If you want to check out my review videos on that book, go check out my channel. I'll also include a link below in the description box, and I'll add a card up here because that was such a fantastic follow-up to Battleground and I thought it was perfect. So we'll talk more about Jim Butcher in a minute, but that one's already out. The next book I was going to talk about came out early February. It is by Brandon Sanderson and it is called Isles of the Emberdark. Guys, I got almost halfway through. I'm really not feeling that one, but I've been told I need to keep going because it gets better and the Sanderlanche is coming, but oh my gosh, right now I am so bored. I've wanted to DNF that book for a really long time, but I'm really trying to push through. So that one's already out. I've already bought it, trying to read it, but it's not going well, but I don't plan to DNF yet. I'm going to keep soldiering on until I just simply can't anymore, but so far it's not going so great for me. There are so many other Brandon Sanderson books that I have liked much more than this one. Yeah, so we'll see, but I am currently reading that right now. The third book I want to talk about is by our girl Kaylie fam. It is her first debut romance novel called Just Friends. Guys, I'm excited about this one. This one comes out March 3rd. I really don't know what to expect, but I love Kaylie fam as a bookish influencer. I have followed that girl for years and I love her reviews. I love every video that she's ever cranked out. And she was a huge reason as to why I created my own booktube channels because she inspired me and I just love her personality. She's so funny. She's so sweet and she's coming out with a book. So it's called Just Friends, comes out in a couple weeks. So I'm really looking forward to it. Again, I don't know what to expect because I only know Kaylie fam as a reader, as an influencer, as a YouTuber, as a booktuber specifically. I do not know her as an author. So I can't really speak to anything other than that, but I do know that Just Friends is a romance and I'm really excited about it. As promised, we're circling back to Dresden Files. We have a novella that is coming out called Outlaw that comes out May 5th. I've already pre-ordered my copy, so I hope that you do as well. It is a novella that follows 12 months, and I'm super excited about it. It will tide us over until we can get our hands on Mirror Mirror, which, guys, I still don't have a release date for that. I look and I watch his website. I haven't seen any official news as to when Mirror Mirror is coming out, but I have seen that he's making progress. I think the last time I looked, he's like almost 30% of the way through writing it, so it's coming, fans. We just gotta be patient. Another book that is going to be coming out in May is called A Parade of Horribles. This is part of the Dungeon Crawler Carl books. It is book number 8. You guys, I don't have a lot to say on this series because I haven't started it yet. It's by Matt Dinniman, and I hear it's incredible. Dresden Files fans tend to compare it to Dresden Files, even though I know that's probably not super accurate. I think it's probably similar maybe in humor and style, but as far as the world, from what I understand, it's totally different. So we have a new Dungeon Crawler Carl book coming out in May as well. So I hope you're looking forward to that. I will be diving into Dungeon Crawler Carl, but not quite yet. I'm still trying to get caught up on some of the other series that I'm working on, as well as just some other books that have been on my TBR for far too long, but I will be diving into it at some point this year. The final May book that I want to talk about is the Ballad of Falling Dragons. Okay, that follows When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. I don't have a lot to say about this one because I haven't read this one yet. I will be reading this probably next as soon as I'm able to finish my Brandon Sanderson book, Isles of the Emberdark, and I'm actually also currently reading Brimstone. I'm about halfway through that, I will be diving into this because I am running out of time before May arrives, and we'll have book number 2. I hear that this is a beautiful story that's beautifully written with wonderful characters. Other than that, I don't know much about it, but I suspect that a lot of you are really, really eager about book 2 coming in May. So the last I heard, that was coming out May 19th. So if you haven't read When the Moon Hatched, you still have some time. Maybe you're like me and you're waiting until the last minute, which actually, that's not a bad idea because then everything is fresh before you get into book 2. If you read this when it first came out, you've probably lost a lot of details, so you may want to peruse some online content looking for summary videos, which, by the way, after I read this, I will be cranking out a summary video, so if you do need a refresher on this book, I will have that available on my channel before the second book releases in May. Now we're hopping forward to September. September, we have a couple really, really exciting new releases coming out. And for some reason, both of these books are coming out on September 1st, so these books might be competing for your attention, but we have book number 3 of Phantasma coming out September 1st. So Phantasma is somewhere behind me, I don't even know. But Phantasma, I read it, I loved it, 5 stars. I haven't read Enchantra yet. This is book number 2. I'm waiting because there's a ton of time before book 3 comes out. So I expect to love this one. I have heard fans say that book 2 is even better. So you have tons of time. But the third one in this, I think it's called Wicked Games. So the third book in Wicked Games comes out September 1st. I hope that you were excited. And then also on September 1st, we have the sequel to The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I hope I'm saying her name right, guys. I haven't read this one either, just simply because I know I have a lot of time, but book number 2 comes out September 1st. It is called The Knave and the Moon. So I know that there are a ton of fans that are eagerly awaiting book number 2 of these books. This is the author of One Dark Window, by the way. Same girl. From what I understand, she is amazing. Guys, I've never read anything by her. She is high up on my TBR. I know so many of you fans are just so thrilled and so excited about books coming out by her. So you just got a few more months to wait. September is coming. It's a while away, but she has more stuff coming out for you. So just be patient. It's coming. So that's another September book, The Knave and the Moon. Now we are hopping to November. I know it seems super far away, you guys, but it's gonna be here before you know it. So might as well get excited now because November is gonna be a very, very exciting month. If you are a fan of the Fae and Alchemy series, meaning book number 1 is Quicksilver, book number 2 is Brimstone by Callie Hart, we have book number 3 that I just discovered is expected this coming November. We don't have a title, we don't have a cover, we just know that it's coming, at least if all the rumors are true. I keep hearing so many booktubers, book talkers, bookstagrammers talking about book 3 coming. They can't all be wrong, right? So I'm pretty sure that we're actually on track for receiving book number 3 in November. So I hope that's accurate information. I hope that it doesn't change. I am about halfway through Brimstone. Guys, when I first started this book, I started it when it first came out last November, and I just really wasn't feeling it. There were a couple reasons why. I was kind of in the middle of my Dresden Files journey because I was reading all 18 books. It consumed like the last 7-8 months of my reading life. So when I first started it, I just really wasn't feeling it. It had been quite a while since I had read Quicksilver, so I just wasn't feeling it. But now that I've finished Dresden Files, I'm in a much better place for receiving Brimstone a little bit better. So far, I'm really liking it. I'm enjoying the journey, and I think the timing is just right. Also coming out in November 3rd to be specific, we have another John Dies at the End book. That's J-Date number 5, coming out November 3rd, 2026, guys. I am so excited. It is called There Are No Giant Crabs in This Novel. I don't know what it's about, you guys, but I've loved every J-Date book that Jason Pargin has cranked out. I'm super excited. I have already pre-ordered my signed copy, so I'm super excited about that. All my J-Date books are behind me, but this is such a fantastic story about a cast of 3 characters that are just ridiculous. They're so inadequate at their jobs, but they're hilarious. They fight the supernatural, and it's just an amazing ride. They're highly underrated. I honestly don't get it because the humor is so unique. It's very Jason Pargin, if that makes any sense. The humor is wonderful. The storytelling is amazing. And I'm just such a huge Jason Pargin fan. So book number 5 of J-Date comes out November 3rd. Very exciting. And the last one that I have for you comes out December 8th, and it's called The Fires of December by Brandon Sanderson. You guys, I just heard about this like 2 days ago, and I was shocked. I didn't know he had anything more coming out this year, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm excited. While I'm not loving Isles of the Emberdark, I in general love Brandon Sanderson. And I do feel like Isles of the Emberdark is going to turn around for me at some point, but right now it's just excruciatingly boring. So I'm waiting for it to turn around. I'm really going to try to soldier on until I finish it, but man, it has been a tough journey for me because I've wanted to DNF this book for so long. Anyways, he has another book coming out at the end of this year, so I am very, very excited because anything Brandon Sanderson, I get excited about. So those are the new releases that I wanted to talk about coming out this year, 2026, but I also wanted to talk about film adaptations to a couple books that just recently were announced. Guys, we've talked about Fae and Alchemy by Callie, Hart. Those are going to become movies. I don't know when, but I was just thrilled to hear about it. Guys, the thing that worries me about this is AI has kind of ruined book boyfriends for me because they make them perfect in appearance, and no real life living actor can ever live up to those AI created expectations, which is really just a bummer. Seriously, that's not reasonable. AI creates the perfect image of these fictional characters that there's going to be no actor in real life that will live up to that. So anyways, I hope they do the story justice, but I'm a little worried about the casting. I'm a little worried about how they're going to create the magic. I don't know, guys. We'll see. I will still watch it and I will be excited for it to come out. I just don't know how they're going to do. Guess we'll find out. The other film adaptation that I wanted to discuss, I'm feeling a little more confident about. It's Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson, an incredible series that if you have not read it, you gotta. Here we go. So Mistborn, not my favorite Brandon Sanderson series of all time, but pretty dang good. I really, really like the story of Vin and Ellen. I'm less worried about this one because Apple TV is going to be taking over the series, but Brandon Sanderson, from what I understand, he retains the rights, so he has a lot of say in the casting and how things are going to be filmed. And guys, I think that should always be the case. The author should always have the final say-so. So any changes that the film directors want to make, it has to go through Brandon Sanderson first, which should always be the case. I feel like the authors have to have a heavy hand when creating these adaptations because otherwise the movies just turn out stupid and just so unlike the book. It's like, well, then just call it something else. Make it loosely based off of the story and just do your own thing. You know what I'm saying? So I had heard that from my brother-in-law saying, hey, Apple TV is going to be taking on the film adaptation, but Brandon Sanderson still has all the rights, which is fantastic. So way to go, Brandon Sanderson, because I would not want him to relinquish any of the control in his stories to the producers or the directors. He should have the final say so because I feel more confident that they're going to do the movie justice if he's the one kind of controlling and making sure that everything is how it should be. Guys, I have to say something. This is totally not related to Mistborn, but it was so funny. You guys know and love Henry Cavill, right? Yeah. So he's a huge Brandon Sanderson fan. And there was talk at one point in time about making a film adaptation of Stormlight Archive. And Henry Cavill wanted to play Kaladin Stormbless, and he had contacted Sanderson. And Sanderson's so funny. He was just like, you're too old. You're not the right race. And so it just cracked me up because I'm like, dude, Brandon, you have Henry Cavill reaching out to you to be cast in your movie. Just say yes. It doesn't matter. I mean, Henry Cavill is the only one I would probably say that for. But anyways, I just thought that Sanderson's rejection of Henry Cavill, of all people, was hilarious. But that is how committed he is to his characters, to making sure that they are correct. So I feel a little bit better about him making the calls on the Mistborn film adaptation. That doesn't mean it's going to be great, but I really hope so. All right, so I think that's all I wanted to talk about in regards to book news for the year of 2026. I hope you're off to an amazing start as far as your reading. I wonder how many books you've read this year because so far I'm on book number 8. Well, I'm reading 2 books right now, so I'm hoping that I'll finish both those up soon and then I will have read 9 books for the year so far. So far I'm trending pretty good. I hope that you're enjoying all the books that you've read this year. I hope that you are also excited about some of these books that I've mentioned coming out this year, as well as the film adaptations. You still have plenty of time to get caught up on your series or complete your rereads before these movies are released or before the sequels come out. So plenty of time, no stress. Anyways, 2026, gonna be a great year for the readers. If you're a reader, I hope you consider subscribing because we gotta talk. Anything books, I am so down. I can talk about books all day long, obviously, hence the BookTube channel. So I hope this video got you excited about some of the new releases that you're gonna be seeing this year, as well as some film adaptations that will eventually make their way onto the big screen. So that's all I have for you for now. I hope to catch you in another video. I hope you're enjoying whatever it is that you're reading. Let me know in the comments. And until next time, I will catch you on the flip side.